no, I'm Dan.
Hi, I'm Graham, and together we are the Woolly Cod Wanderers. Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode in the camper van build. As you remember last week, I was saying that this week was about the water tank, and how we started with that was this bit here is the base of the sink, not the sink, the shower plug. So this will go under the shower tray. If you remember in the video when I showed you where I drilled the holes, I drilled a slightly larger one than a narrow one so that the pipe just fit through. So that this sits into the floor, obviously silicone seal around that, shower tray goes on the top, then the top part of the sink plug goes on again with some silicone or whatever and screws through into there, nips up and makes it tight, which is your seal so the water runs through. Don't know if that's the right way to do it. If it's wrong, please somebody tell me. Anyway, so because of that, we have the water tank and we wanted to get that into position so we could see where we needed to put the pipe in and things like that. So when we went to do that, you can see what happened in the video now. Right, welcome to underneath the Sprinter. Right, this is the spare wheel and this is the spare wheel housing. And when it comes round to the back of the spare wheel housing, which is this black metal, we've then got this bracket which goes up into the frame of the van. Okay, so where it comes down, there was a hole, and what I've done, I've opened the hole larger, so because these are so, oh don't tell me I can't get it in now. It did go in, there we go. Right, so that sits there. So I've got one here and the other one is over there. So those are the two onto the back of there. However, the other two need to be fitted onto this. However, there is two holes that are in here now, but as you can see, I've looked at using those and putting that in to hold it, and I'm thinking this hole will work, but that's not how they're designed. So what we're going to have to do is look at going out of here, and on this side we're going to have to drill a hole roughly in line where that one is into this side, so that we can then hook that and let that hang straight down the way it's supposed to. I am really tempted though just to use that, because when that's in it's not going to go anywhere, but there is going to be a lot of weight, and I suppose if you're to look at that, it's thick enough metal, but over a period of time this may move that way to make that flat, which in theory would lock it in that hole. However, it could also go a bit further and drop it out. Decisions. Am I just being lazy by trying to use that, which, oh, try again, which when it's in isn't really going to go anywhere, is it? Oh, decisions. No, decided. We'll drill a hole on this side and do it the proper way. Right, well I've done it. I'm looking at the wrong one there. There we go. Right, well I've done it the correct way now. So that's where they're supposed to be, hanging up there. So we've got that one here and that one there. These holes that I were going to use would have meant that the bar was on an angle, so you're doing the job, let's do it right. The other thing I've noticed while I've been down here is obviously these brackets are quite rusty. I don't know if you can see there. So while we're on, we're going to get them rubbed down with a wire brush, treating with rust remover, put some primer on, and then I'm going to black spray plate the lot of those. The other thing is, well, I wonder here, excuse me, sorry about this, is, you see these? Well, those, I don't know if you can remember, if you take it back to when we first got the van, but where the bolts originally came through, there was washers here, and bolts came through here, which would fill the hole, but there's quite a bit of rust around here. So while I'm under here, we're going to give them a rub, put some rust remover on, primer, and we'll spray them. The other thing is this rear step. If you follow, if you follow the metal down, you can see underneath it's quite flaky, all the way along. So while we're on, I'm going to rub that down, and the brackets that run round here, clean it all off and treat it, and then we'll spray it with black Amorite. Yeah, I think we might as well do that while we're on. Yep, job's worth doing right. Right, well, as I say, I've been cleaning the rust on the frame of these back steps. However, the rust is all over the step, so there's one we've taken off, and as you can see there's a lot of loose rust on that, so we're going to scrape all the loose rust, not sand it, give it a rub with a wire brush, and then treat it, put some primer on, and then black Amorite it. But as you can see, I'll show you this, that's what we've got. So that's your step. But as you say, it just proves how important these are. That dent there has saved the back of the van from being damaged at one stage, obviously prior to us getting it, but there we are. So we've got a bit more work to do now. Right, well, we've now wire brushed it all down as best we can get. It's not come up too bad. Just need to put the rust remover on now. The only thing we have noticed is that down here, I don't know if you can see it, there's a slight little hole there in the metal. But as I say, we're going to make do and mend with it for now, so get some rust remover on now and then we'll take it from there. Right, we've coated the step now with rust remover, so we just need to leave it, I think it's half an hour, I'll check on the box, and then we can put the primer on, and then once that dries we can get the Amorite on, and then that's another job done. Right, we've now got the primer onto the step, and obviously right around the back of it and underneath it there. So now we've got 2 hours, then we can put the Amorite black on. Right, we've done our first coat of black on the steps. Just need to leave that will dry now, and then we'll get a second coat on. I think the 2 coats on there hopefully should be enough. Right, we've now Amorited all the step and also all the brackets that go with that underneath. I'll show you what we've the underneath as well now. Right, as you can see, we've Amorited the edges that needed to be Amorited there, and when you come round to this side here, can't really pick it up, where I've drilled the 2 holes for the bolts to hang from, we've also treated all of that. And then what we've done is we've got all these treated, so this has been Amorited, this one here and the one over there, and the cage that holds the spare wheel, that's all been spray painted. So we've done all that. And then if you can see these here, which were where the original bolts came through, so they've been wire brushed, rust remover, primer and black hammerited over them. So we've done them there. Oops. And also these up in here, so they're all ready now. And obviously all the back step has been done on this side as well. So we're now finally in a position to put the water tank in. Right, here's the water tank. Got it in position. Just a little tip. We've used a jack, a piece of wood there, yeah, so that it takes the weight and holds the water tank in place while you're fixing it in. So we've got this bracket fitted on that end and at the other side. So I just need to put the bracket down on the far one, nip that up, take the jack away to make sure that's okay. And that's our water tank in place. Yay! Right. We've got the tank in situ. And this is the waste pipe. And now what I've done at the moment, oh, it's a bit close, I'll come this way. Right. Oh. And is that better? There we go. Right, so the waste tank is now fitted in. And that's going nowhere. But the waste pipe that comes out, there's still the waste pipe from the sinks to look and work on. But this, which is the waste pipe from the tank, I've got coming along here. Bear with me. Right. And then it's just tie wrapped into there. So we'll come along there. And then using the frame of the step, we've come through that metal bit there. And then come round this way. We then, when we come through there, come through, tie wrap there, and to the tap here. Maybe not the most secure way, but I've still got to work on putting the other waste pipes down from the sink, but that's the wastewater for now. Whether I need to look at putting a proper bracket on here, drilling through to hold it firmer, whether I can leave that tie wrap over there on there, which is on the arm of the suspension, I don't know. But it's secured at that end, secured through here, so we'll try it out. But there you go. There's the water tank in situ. So I just need to put the spare wheel back up into the casing here. And then job's a good one. Oh, and we've also put the steps back in. So the steps are in now. Whether they'll stay like that, I don't know. But just need to put just put a bit of spray paint on there and there where the new bolts are. But when I was putting them on, I just to say caught that and it's took that bit off a bit. But we'll give that a touch up with spray paint, and then that's the job done. We just need to wait for the reflective things to go along the bottom, which are on order. When they come, then we can get them on, make it look a bit tidy. So as you can see from that, by just putting a water tank, there seemed a lot more work to be done. But it's done now. Hopefully makes it look a little bit better. As I say, with the step, whether they'll last like that or not, I don't know. But once we put the reflectix on it, it'll make it look a bit more presentable. And whether that's the correct way to hold the wastewater pipe, I'm not sure. I may change that when I actually get to the stage where I drop the other pipes through and we can feed those in and then can see exactly what I've got. But a lot more work than expected, but it's another job done. Another job done. I'm wearing these teeth in for a horse. Anyway, see you later. Take care. Bye.